Hi YouTube, this is Andrew Tompkins again. I apologize for my long absence from YouTube, but I'm gonna change things up a little bit. Um, I recently have just run across some videos on keyboard reviews and, you know, concerning digital pianos, and as you may or may not be able to tell, my lighting is not the greatest. But I'm sitting in front of a Williams Allegro 3 digital keyboard. And I just was really compelled to just conduct a video about this keyboard. And, to really show people that while it may not be for everyone, it's good for some things. And in my personal opinion, I think there have been way too many negative reviews on these kinds of keyboards. And Williams as a company, I think, has gotten some very bad reviews. So I want to just post this video to show people that, you know what, it's not as bad as people are making it out to be. And I also just want to be blunt in saying, put yourself in the shoes of an employer or employee of that company. Whether it's Williams or Yamaha or Casio, put yourselves in their shoes. In the shoes of an engineer who makes these keyboards. Think about how you'd feel if you were to run across a stream of bad reviews that the keyboard's crap, that it's trash, that it's just, utterly worthless, and like that. How would you feel? I know if it were me, I'd feel pretty bad. Not to mention, like, my effort was wasted if I had been one of the people engineering the product. So that's like my first point. Stop and think about how you'd feel from an employee's perspective or a worker at the company. And number two, the Williams Allegro 3 is playable. It may not be suited for all types of music. I'll confess that up front. I myself had tried to play classical music on here, and it didn't sound great. But this can be easily fixed or made up by, let's say, jazz music, because as most people know, I was a music major at Shenandoah Conservatory. Now, for those of you who are literally just running across these videos, I've been playing piano for 28 years, and it's, for me, digital pianos have come a long way, obviously, but I am also on a budget, and while I have a prospective job in the works, it's still not active yet, and I'm literally on Social Security income. Now, I'm not going to go in depth about that, but I'll just put it this way. I'm on a limited income. Therefore, there's only so much I can invest in if I truly want a digital keyboard. And Williams, for me, has met, I would say, 99% of my criteria. It's 88 keys. They obviously are not the premium feel, but it's also portable because I'm a traveling musician who likes to play around at the nursing homes. And the speaker system, for the price, is absolutely fantastic in my opinion. And a lot of the sounds even on here are great. And I will demonstrate that through my direct line outputs I've got hooked up. So you guys can truly hear what it sounds like from the keyboard. The speakers, I'm not exactly sure the wattage output. They did not say in their user guide. At least I didn't run into that. But they're certainly suitable enough in small venues, like outside. I play at a local nursing home where I have to be out on the patio while the residents remain inside their activity room. So this really meets that criteria. And I just can't emphasize enough that it's not for everyone. I understand that. I understand that regardless of keyboard, there's going to be people who like it and some who don't. But I also have to be honest in saying that anyone, I do not care who you are, if you truly think that poorly of a product, just don't get it again. Please don't post negative reviews and discourage people from buying them. I am not saying that nobody's entitled to their opinion, but let the musician or buyer or whoever make their own choices. Please don't say anything like, "Oh, I would not recommend this keyboard if blah blah blah." If it were you or me, I would say, just again, let them make their own choices. Lay out the facts. Okay, that's as straightforward as I can be. Lay out the facts. Present what the keyboard can do and maybe what it can't do. Okay, but leave it at that. Okay? Just posting such horrible and negative reviews on a product like that not only discourages sales, but it really makes the company look terrible. And again, think of it from their perspective. If you were a worker for that company, how would you feel? So enough of that. I would like to demonstrate these sounds on the Williams Allegro 3. And I do want to note that they do have the Williams Legato 3. Now, the keys on that are not weighted. And I know there have been plenty of reviews of the Legato 3 as well. Again, the keys are not weighted. They're semi-sprung, I think they're called. Whereas these are weighted. Again, they're not premium feel. There's no denying it. But I just want to play a little bit using the default piano patch and really show you guys that it's not all it's cracked up to be. It just isn't. Okay, so I'm just going to play, a little bit, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, give or take, and really show people that this keyboard is still playable. It's great for live performance. It's great if you're, in a situation where you want something to play that has 88 keys. And personally for me, I think the piano sounds pretty decent for the price you get, which I believe it's still around $369 or so for the Allegro 3, and maybe about $269 for the Legato. And apologies for the background noise. It's a very windy day out today, and but I will mute my microphone or turn it, way down and just play on the Williams Allegro 3 and just showcase the piano sound. And then I'll go into some other tones to show you guys. Okay, so that was the default piano sound. They do have a brighter piano, which is, I'll use the variation button here. And this is going to be more of a brighter tone, maybe more meant for like pop or rock music, you know? A little bit of Journey there. One of my favorite groups. Okay, that was the bright piano, or piano 2. What I really enjoy on the Williams, and this is where it really, really shines, and where I just wish people would quit, saying so many bad things about it. The electric pianos. I'm big into jazz music. I also like to play R&B, and the electric piano choices on here are absolutely fantastic. The first one here is, I guess, supposed to be a Tynes electric piano, or Rhodes suitcase. I think it pretty accurately replicates the sound. And furthermore, you have mod effects. So you can add a tremolo, you can add chorus, as well as the reverb, and things like that. So you can really add expression to these electric piano sounds. So I'd like to demonstrate a little bit of these. So first I'm going to do the Tynes electric piano. So that was the Rhodes suitcase. And now I'll hit the variation button and go to electric, the reed piano. Now here's a real cool one that I'm going to do. Most people should be familiar with this next one I'm going to demonstrate. The tune I'm going to play to showcase it. Again, here is the reed electric piano. There you have the electric piano, with the mod effects on, by the way. Okay. Next we have the organ patches. Now, I will confess, one of the patches is, yeah, not great, but, again, you can really make up for this by the fact that on the organ sounds, you can, with a sustain pedal, you can control the rotary speed on this. So actually right now, I've got it on the drawbar organ. The full drawbar organ. And so what I'm going to do is just play kind of chords, maybe a little bit of a song, with the effects being turned on and off. And this is really going to put some cool expression into the organ sounds. And I want you guys just to listen to this for a little bit. This is neat. Okay, so I don't know what everyone thought of that, but I personally love it. The rotary effect is, in my opinion, actually pretty accurate. Maybe on not all notes, but certain ones, if you listen really closely, like the C here, that's without the rotary, you know, a little just plain. Then I'll put the pedal down, and we're going to hear it speed up. Like that. Pretty cool, I think. And then the pedal's still held down. I'll play the note again and then release the pedal, and the rotary will slow down. Okay, so you get the picture. Guys, I'm really trying to say that the Williams products as a brand is not trash. It's not utterly worthless. It's great for something. It's great if you're playing gospel music. It's great if you're trying to do, you know, just casual stuff. Rock, pop, jazz, that sort of thing. Again, I will acknowledge it may not live up to a serious classical musician's wishes, but you know, it's really time people just respect the company. Personally, you know, give them credit for what they've done, and you know, in my personal opinion, especially for those of us like myself who are still on a pretty tight budget, the mere fact as well that Williams, according to my research, I could be wrong about this, but even their cheapest of the cheap models have 88 keys. I have never heard any other Williams keyboard that has anything lower than 88 keys. It's all they produce. I have never heard of a Williams 76 key, a 61 key, 49 key, or lower. It's all been 88. That is the proper amount of keys on an acoustic piano, and you can't go any higher than that. I mean, so that's just my conclusion. I know I didn't go through all the sounds. Anybody who is looking to get one can kind of experience that for themselves, but I'm merely trying to tell other people who have reviewed, I'm not going to call names because I think that's very rude, but for people who have done nothing but negative reviews on Williams, I want you to think again about how you'd feel as a worker for the company or an engineer, a designer of one of the Williams products, and just think about that. Think about how you'd feel. And number two, let the viewer or musician or whoever is watching the videos decide for themselves. This Williams, again, I'll lay out the key facts. It's 88 keys, a hammer action. Again, perhaps not the greatest hammer action or the premium, but it's still hammer action. You've got very tactile buttons, especially for somebody who is visually impaired like me. There's equalizer knobs, so if you need to, let's say, bring down the treble or the bass a little bit, you can do that. So right now it's on. I'm not sure if there's going to make a difference on this, but the bass is way up, and if there's not quite as much bass now. And then I'll put the knob back up. To me, I'm hearing a difference. I don't know about you, but I hear a difference. So the mere fact they've got low and high equalizers for this price point is fantastic. It can take 6D batteries if you need to put that on the go. It's got, yes, the proper 1/4-inch line outputs, which I feel many people just overlook. For this price point, you've got proper left and right outputs. That's great. You've got the sustain pedal, and for me, I personally like the aux-in jack too, where I could plug in a music player or even another keyboard and just, jam along with a track that I've got. And it's also USB MIDI compatible too. And one thing I want to point out as I'm on the subject of this is USB audio. If you plug anything into this USB output, when you turn on, for example, I've got my iPad right in front of me here. I use the voiceover program for the visually impaired, but my iPad is also connected. So I'll briefly demonstrate this, but I'm going to wake up the iPad by hitting the home button.
3.
Dobrý den.
Heading.
Whoops, I'm not sure why I did that. One moment.
Language.
There we go.
English. English. US. Default.
Okay, there we go. That iPad is hooked up via USB, and yet I'm still hearing it from the speakers.
Hola.
Heading.
Oh, it's Spanish. I'm not sure why. But there
Screen
we go.
locked.
Anyway, you get the picture. And I also do have some music apps. I'm going to have to make this a separate video. But I have music apps on my iPad that I've used in conjunction with this Williams keyboard to play, better quality piano sounds, because they are out there. There are piano sounds that are much more realistic, much more expressive, and I just use my iPad for it. So again, for anybody who's wondering, well, what if you don't like the built-in sounds? Well, there you are. If you own an iPad or any other iOS device, you can use the USB to camera adapter, hook one end to your, iPhone or iPod or iPad, and the other end into your Williams piano. And right there, you've got a sound expansion. So I will demonstrate that in a separate video, but I just thought I would post my opinions and feelings on this particular piano. I've owned it now for a month or two, and I'm really liking it. I've played out in public with it at the nursing homes, obviously when the weather's been on my side and everything, but it is easily heard through the patio. I definitely do not need an extra amplification system, because one of the criteria that I need and prefer are built-in speakers, yet powerful enough to be able to carry. And in my opinion, it meets that requirement. So I just want you guys and all the other YouTube viewers to know that Williams is not a waste. Some people may beg to differ on that, but in my personal opinion, Williams is absolutely great for what you get. Of course, it's not going to be Yamaha or Kawai or Roland. It's not going to be top-notch quality, because you are going to be paying, at least for these two products, minimal amount. But for what you get in return is absolutely phenomenal. You could get a totally cheap piano sound. You may not get the equalizer knobs. You may not even have the proper left and right outputs. All this has it. And so I just really want to be honest in saying I'm tired of all the negative reviews about the Williams products. I'm tired of reading so many utter crap. I'm throwing it away. Like, why on earth would people say such a thing? If you really think that badly of it, just return it. All right? It's the truth with me that I get really upset when I hear that many negative reviews, that many ridiculous stories about it. It's like, no, you're expecting way too much out of a $369 or $269 product. That's the bottom line. Williams is not for everyone. Again, I understand that. But seriously, if you really think that poorly of the product, just return it and don't invest. Or I should say return it and, do look into a better product that's satisfactory to you. But don't be posting negative reviews and discouraging everybody from getting it, because that just makes the whole company look dreadful. And that's my bottom line. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please comment if you would like to, and again, feel free to be honest here. If people absolutely disagree and like that, great, you're entitled to the opinion. This is how I would approach it though. This video, I would merely explain the facts and what I like about it. I did point out what I didn't like. I think that the keys could be better, action-wise. It's not suited for all types of music, but it's still playable. Okay, so I'm signing off for this video. The lighting, again, may not be the greatest, and I'm not sure if my Mac camera picked up everything, but the main point is just to demonstrate that the Williams is still a great product, and I want to commend the company as a whole for even having it be 88 keys at this price point, even for your entry-level keyboards. So that's that for now. I will maybe try and post another video some other time here, and hope everybody enjoys it. Thank you.